Wow. Your boy Bushido's in the building early today. That's right. You see the title. Early morning. Early smoke show. Been seeing a lot of comments from assholes on the internet. And this is open smoke. If you want to come in, I'll send a link. You got something to say? We could talk about it. But usually when I do this, call people out, they don't show up. So that's why I don't do these type of things normally, right? But I figure since they got a lot to say in the comment section, come address it now, live. Try to get your boy Bushido on his heels, right? Because I got smoke for everybody, really. I got smoke for everybody. What's going on to those who are in the building this early? What's going on, Mark Nash? I see you. Yeah, so there's been a lot of bullshit going on in the boxing community. As we know, the fight is coming close between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. And it seemed like a lot of Fury fans don't really want to talk about Tyson Fury. They'd rather talk about Deontay Wilder. And see, with Tyson Fury, there's not much to talk about. There's not much to talk about. See, now here he says he came out with a recent statement saying I could fight Deontay Wilder on 3 days' notice at fucking 400 pounds and still knock the pussy out. But you just pulled out of the fight and postponed it. You just prolonged the inevitable. You could have fought Deontay Wilder back in what was it? July or some shit? Like this dude is all over the place. But the main focus is still on Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder and his excuses, etc., etc., etc. But see, when I got the open smoke show, and I did this early for a reason, because I want the UK guys to come on over here. But you see, when I go live, nobody shows up. But later on, they're gonna be dropping comments in the comment section, you know. But when it's time for the smoke, nobody wants to show. Maybe I should do this later, right? Maybe I should do this later. Open up the smoke show later. Maybe I'll do it later. Maybe I should go lay my ass down and see if people got the balls to come in here later and talk about it. We could talk about it. We could talk about the fight itself and how you think Tyson Fury is going to beat this guy. How is he going to do it? Nobody never really explained how his Fury is going to do it again for the third time. Oh, well, Wilder, he's going to get knocked out. Yeah, people acting like Wilder got knocked out cold, like he was out cold, or this dude was clearly on his feet. Looked like he was flared up, ready to go. You know, it took Mark Brilliant throwing in a towel to stop this dude. He was under the tranquilizer, horse tranquilizer, and they still couldn't put this motherfucker down. So Fury could come out in the public and say things that sounds good, sounds cool. Yeah, I can knock Wilder out. I can be 400 pounds and knock him out. So he's already telling us that he's not in shape for this fight. Eddie Hearn came out and said Tyson Fury is not focused. He's not in shape. Eddie Hearn came out and told us these things. So clearly he's hearing shit from other guys that's on that side, right? He's hearing things that this guy ain't training. He ain't preparing for the Bronx Bomber. Hell, AJ even came out and said he got Wilder winning. But yet, Tyson Fury fans, well, I wouldn't even say they're fans. I would say Wilder haters, they'd rather come out and nitpick on Wilder for him. Wilder posted a photo of himself in African-like garments. And a lot of people, even black people, was coming at him for it. And I just never seen this type of hatred for a guy in any kind of sport, really. Not even pro wrestling. The heel never even got this much motherfucking hate. I can't wait till this shit is over. I can't wait to see how it goes down. And I'm almost certain that Deontay Wilder knocks him out within 4 rounds. Yep. Tyson Fury, there's no way this guy's going to survive this fight. And the thing is, with Tyson Fury, what we're dealing with, and we're not just dealing with Tyson Fury, we're dealing with a lot of people, a whole sport that really hates one guy. So Deontay Wilder go out there dealing with Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury is the guy that's liable to throw the fight. I could expect something like that from this dude. I could expect Tyson Fury to throw the fight, go up in there, point himself out, disqualify himself, all types of shit. I could expect Tyson Fury to do these things. I can expect that because that's just what he do. This is probably his plan going into this fight. I mean, going 12 rounds with Deontay Wilder, it won't be good for him. You know, you probably won't never be the same guy, shit like that. So it'll be best for him to get this shit over with soon, early. Where the haters at? See, when I go live, and I'm gonna do a Canelo one later for the Canelo haters, the racist dudes that's on here causing problems in the boxing community. I want you guys to show up to these shits. I'm gonna come on at a better time. I came on early just for a test. Everybody probably getting ready for work, whatever, whatever. But you go get this video as a message. I'm gonna start doing smoke shows for guys who disagree with your boy, guys who may, whatever you get, whatever your disagreement is. I mean, there's not too much people disagree with your boy Bushido on anyway. But for those who like to leave those little snarky comments, hours later, come on in. Nah, you rather be on the outside looking in. That's what you would rather do. But yeah, this fight is coming up. A lot of Tyson Fury fans are nervous. I could tell. I could feel it. Yeah, I know. Look at this guy. Yeah, I know. hmm You nervous? They said they wanted Wilder to get a new trainer. He went and did that. You know, he went and got a new trainer. Now they hating on that. I mean, Deontay Wilder is that guy that's it's just it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. So he just got to go out there and get the job done. People say they wanted him to improve his boxing ability. He seemed to have done so. He seemed to have really humbled himself, buckled down, went back to the basics for real this time, and he's looking fierce and ferocious. But they still finding things to hate on. So, based off what we've seen from Deontay, this new version of Wilder we've seen, this more focused version of Wilder. What have you seen from Tyson Fury recently to enable you to believe that he'll beat this guy? What makes people? Nobody has an answer. Nobody has an answer. Mm-mm-mm. Boxing fans are pretty soft though. If you're on other platforms of social media and you see the the whole collection of boxing fans is just generally boxing fans are pretty soft today. You got dudes making up excuses as to why Andre should go up to 168 to fight Benavidez. All this shit, but they won't have that energy for Canelo to fight him or Charlo, shit like that. Like boxing fans is really confusing. Tyson Fury and he had to see Wilder again. He had to see this guy. It's not like it was a situation where he wanted to do it again just because Wilder gave him opportunity. No, 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 no. See, they know what they did in that second fight, and they tried to get away from it. But unfortunately, it was a rematch clause in the fight, and that was a smart move. And sometimes it's good to have rematch clauses. I know sometimes fans look at it like, oh, man, he don't believe he can really win. But then again, when you got AJ talking about I might lose, then nobody wants to say anything. So it really depends on the fighter. And your boy Bushido he tried to be unbiased. He tried to, but it's almost hard to be totally unbiased when you in this boxing shit. It's almost hard. Unless you're a media guy in the motherfuckers' faces. It's almost really hard to be unbiased to a degree, especially when you see the double standards and all the bullshit that's going on in the sport. But like I said, the Wilder haters, they don't want to show up. They don't want to show up. Maybe I should share this link to a few Facebook groups to get some of these dudes coming, but then they don't want to come. They don't want to come because they know I got a lot of ammo. I got a lot of ammo. And it's funny that a lot of Americans, I'm really, really upset with the American fans, but you got a lot of Americans that just don't seem to believe. Well, I guess it's kind of, I don't know. But you still see a lot of Americans that don't believe Water could get the job done. Where you niggas at? I seen you in the comment sections too. Where y'all at? Come on in. Say something. Come on and say something. Because you'll be hard pressed to find a Mexican that's going against the grain on Canelo Alvarez, regardless of anything that Canelo has done, the stipulations, the rehydrations, the failed tests. You hard pressed to find a guy that will be going against him like a lot of black dudes go against the Bronx Bomber. So I'm asking you dudes to come on. I know it's early. I'll probably go do this again later when y'all off work, so there's no excuses. You know what I'm saying? I might do a smoke show later. I'm gonna lay my ass down. I'm gonna come back later, and we gonna do this again. And I want all the smoke. Tell me why Deontay Wilder will not beat Tyson Fury for a third time. Tell me how. Tell me how. What have you seen from Tyson Fury in the past year and a half to make you believe that he'll be able to deal with an athlete like Wilder? And let me tell you guys something. Who's in the building now? Salute to GG Banks in the building. I see you. I know it's early. I'm just monologuing right now. I didn't really expect too many people to come in this early, but the thing with Tyson Fury is, and a lot of boxing fans just your boy Bushido can get real technical and all that, but boxing fans don't like that shit. They'd rather talk about the gossip and the bullshit, so that's what I tend to do now. All that technical shit, fans don't really care about that. But Tyson Fury is a guy, right? Look at him. Just look at the guy, the person. He parties. He does a lot of things that he shouldn't be doing. He's not genetically gifted. He's not a superior athlete. He's not an athletic guy. He's not any of that. He has fighting ability. He's a fighter. He comes from a fighting family, et cetera, et cetera. He has the IQ of a fighter. However, he don't have the genetics, the body, what Wilder has, the athleticism. A guy like Wilder can make mistakes, and his athleticism kind of bail him out. See, Tyson Fury is a guy that should have really been taking care of his fucking self. He should have been taking care of himself so he can last in this sport. How are you going to beat these guys at this point? At 30, how old is Fury now? 30-something? He's younger than Wilder, but he's probably older than Wilder. He's probably older than Wilder. He's starting to look old already. He should have been living like a hermit. He should have been living a clean lifestyle. Why? Because he's just not genetically gifted. Wilder was able to do what he was able to do because he's a genetic freak. He was blessed with otherworldly power and crazy athleticism. Not everybody is the same. Not everybody in this world are equal. Some are going to have to work a little harder than others. Tyson Fury is a guy that should have been working really hard this whole fucking time. But boxing fans so caught up into what Wilder's doing, they're not paying attention that this dude ain't doing shit. Eddie Hearn came out and said Fury ain't doing shit. He says, okay, there you go. Here we go. Real brother boogeyman. Here we go. A real brother boogeyman. He says, all Wilder's been doing is perpetrating the fraud with the training, with all that bad technique. And then he says, Tyson Fury hopped off the couch, beat a few bombs, got the job done first time, stepped up the game, second fight, and got the touch. And all that off a coke binge. Yeah, all that off a coke binge. But yet there's allegations of him cheating, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And let's be honest, in that first fight, anybody else in the world, that fight would have been called the fuck off. But in the second fight, they did all of that. Let's just say Tyson Fury didn't cheat. Your boy Bushido thinks he cheated. Abso-fucking-lutely. But it's taboo to say those things, right? But your boy Bushido don't give a fuck about no goddamn taboos. The dude cheated. And that's a heavy jacket to put on a guy. I don't just go around calling everybody a cheater unless you a fucking cheater. And he's been proven to be a cheater. They did all of that to the Bronze Bomber, right? They did all of that to him. And they still couldn't keep this fucking guy down. They couldn't keep him down. He had no legs. They probably had some horse tranquilizer shit. It wasn't Wilder. He wasn't strong. He had no strength. And they still couldn't stop this guy. He got hit in the back of the head like 13 times. They still couldn't Stop this fucking dude. It took Mark Breland to stop that fucking fight. That is a dangerous fucking man, and Tyson Fury knows it. He's not going to come out and say it in public. He's going to say shit that sounds good. Oh, yeah, I can come on, fight him in 3 days' notice and come in at 400 pounds and still knock the pussy out. Yeah, he could say that. But when it was time to fight, you postponed it because you was getting your ass kicked in camp. But see, nobody wants to talk about that. But I'm here to talk about it. Yeah, Wilder was looking out for him. Wilder was looking out for him. And that's kind of, and see, your boy Bushido is all about loyalty and shit like that, right? And Tyson Fury is a disloyal guy, man. Deontay Wilder did not have to deal with him at all. He didn't. He didn't. Deontay Wilder did not have to deal with Tyson Fury at all. But he did 2 times. And then Fury tried to run away. So where's the integrity as us as men? Like, hey, man, this dude, even if you hate Deontay Wilder, you got to look at it like, hey, man, this dude gave you an opportunity to feed your family, etc. Gave us some great fights for boxing, gave us something to talk about, and you trying to tuck tail and run when you owe him a fight? But nah, boxing fans don't care. Salute to my man D Luckett in the building. I haven't seen you in a while, bro. He said, salute, King. Salute to you, bro, for the $5 super chat. Yeah, I'm cooking, man. Smoke show. Deontay Wilder haters, man. He got a big fight coming up. Really, really big fight. This is really important for boxing. This thing with Fury and Wilder, this is the biggest fight for me this year, even more so than Crawford Porter. And y'all know Blood is my guy. But this fight, yeah, this means something right here. This means something. And back to what I was saying. If they couldn't keep this guy down in that second fight with the allegations of loaded gloves or what have you, him being under some type of influence, they still couldn't keep this skinny chicken leg dude down. So how is Tyson Fury going to beat this guy in the third fight when the spotlight is on him? Don House, the glove wrapping master, the hand wrap master, is going to be in the building. Everybody's all privy to everything Tyson Fury has been doing. Why? Because boxing fans like your boy Bushido have been doing a job. So now, going to this fight, Tyson Fury ain't going to be able to do much. But I'll tell you one thing he will do for the new people that just dropped in. One thing, and be looking for it. If it happens, your boy Bushido, I want my credit. But be looking for it. Unless, and if Wilder don't get this guy out of there within 4 rounds, and if Tyson Fury really ain't in shape and all that shit like they've been saying, I expect that dude to throw the motherfucking fight. I expect him either throw the fight or disqualify himself. He's going to be doing dirty shit in the fight to where the referee keeps stopping it. He's going to be hitting Wilder in the back of the head, and he may end up disqualifying himself just to get out the fucking fight. Why? Because that's the type of person he is. Tyson Fury been showing us who he is for the better part of 2 or 3 years now. Since he's came back, he's been showing us who he is. Instead of being a man and giving Deontay Wilder his rematch, CBC Tyson Fury knew that the boxing public hate Deontay Wilder. He used his complexion and he used Wilder's complexion to manipulate the whole motherfucking situation. Because he knows no matter what he do, no matter what he say, they're not going to say nothing to him. They're not going to question him. He know all that's going to go to Wilder. Fury sees these things. If Tyson Fury is good at anything, it's trickery, bullshit, manipulating it. He's good at that shit. If anything, he's one of the best in the world. It took a Canadian guy to find out that this dude was even cheating. Nobody in the world saw it. Ain't no black guys and all that. No, it was a Canadian dude that originally found that Tyson Fury was manipulating gloves. And then everybody started doing their homework. Everybody started doing their homework. Dude has a history of manipulating gloves in fights, manipulating gloves in sparring. A lot of dirty things. But then we want to talk about Wilder and him embracing his African heritage, his Nigerian heritage. We want to shit on Wilder for him finding out where he's really from. And you got a lot of African Americans bashing him for this shit. Shame on you niggas. I don't even want to see, and it's starting to piss me off the more I talk about it. Because you'll be hard fucking pressed to find a Canelo fan going against the grain on Canelo. You'll be hard pressed. Even if Canelo was in a fight where he possibly couldn't win, they'll still be riding with him 100,000% no matter what. No matter what. He says he isn't a real Nigerian like AJ or me. Why you say that? Boxing hog? Why you say that? A real Nigerian? But I get how some of you Africans feel anyway, right? Us us African Americans or us black folks and you Africans, y'all, I see some things sometimes between y'all and us, right? I see some things. I'm not gonna speak too deep on and get too deep into that shit. But yeah, I see the bullshit with y'all dudes over there. Bro, Gigi Banks said, Fury the type of dude will smile in your face, but then get at your wife after you. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. And these guys see that shit. Come on, man. A lot of us wasn't born yesterday. A lot of us see the shit that comes with this guy. And I used to be a Fury fan. Go check the catalog. Your boy Bushido got almost fucking 1,600 videos. Go check the catalog. I used to be a Fury fan. I thought he was great for the sport. So it's not like, oh, well, Bushido, he just pro-black, and he just only likes black fighters. No, I was a Tyson Fury fan. But then at a certain point, you be like, okay, what's this shit, bro? I can't get behind this. The cheating shit, I can't get behind it. I can't. Even if I was a guy that felt that, okay, that's a bunch of bullshit, right? A bunch of conspiracies, a bunch of bullshit. Why is it even a conspiracy in the first place? Why is there even allegations in the first place? It shouldn't even been none of this in the first place, right? You don't get none of this with Terrence Crawford fights or Lomachenko or anybody else. No weird shit you hearing about. Crazy videos and gloves flopping and you know what I'm saying? You don't get none of that with these other guys. But nobody wants to address these things. Nobody wants to address it. We all see the same shit. Yeah, Deontay Wilder looked at bad in those fights. Absolutely. Yep. He looked at bad. But Deontay Wilder's that guy that you could never count out of a fight. We seen that in the first fight. Looked at horrible. Looked at horrible. He really did. But he was still able to put that guy down 2 times. And then in the second fight, the worst night of his life, probably, worst night of his career, he looked at bad in that fight as well, even worse. But there's a lot of things that goes behind that one. Alleged tapped water, manipulated gloves, and all kinds of other shit, right? We shouldn't be hearing about any of that stuff. It should have just been Tyson Fury beating this guy fair and square. It shouldn't even be nothing about no gloves. You shouldn't be able to find photos from a guy, Grzinski, whatever his name was, with the photos and him trying to take him down and Tyson Fury covering up the camera and him deleting all his posts off of social media, him going dark for a while and him not trying to accept these awards that's supposed to be given to him for him doing great in the sport. Shit like that, man. Really, really questionable dude. Bored me. The skipper guy just magically disappeared in bed with Kinahan and all this other stuff, right? But Deontay Wilder's the fraud. He's this. He's that. He's there. I cannot wait to this fucking fight. I absolutely can't wait. I can't wait. There's almost no way this Wilder can lose this fight. There's almost no way he can lose unless Tyson Fury don't show up to the ring. I don't see no way possible If Tyson Fury could beat this dude, even if he had manipulated gloves, I don't think he'll beat Wilder. It took Mark Breland to help Fury get that win. Yep, I said it. It took Mark Breland. Oh, well, Wilder was getting killed. And nah, man. You would have to literally kill that type of person. And he ain't cut like these fighters, a lot of these fighters today. Deontay Wilder, he's that guy that you'll have to kill. You have to knock him out cold, or you're going to have to kill him to beat him. That's who he is. And Tyson Fury, I don't know if he's expect him to do some crazy shit in this fight. If things ain't going his way, Wilder's too strong, too fast, too everything, hit him all in the body, Tyson Fury will find a way to get out of that fight. And let's be honest about the UK fighters right now. They ain't been looking too good. Josh Taylor, of course, but he's a different breed. But they haven't been looking too good. They all been getting clipped and eyes broke, falling down the hill. AJ better be careful. Usyk shaved his head and everything. He might be ready. He ready. He ready. UK ain't been looking too good in boxing. They had their little moment, but AJ is really all they got. AJ, it's really all they got right now. Because Tyson Fury, the end is near for him. The end is near. The worst thing that could have possibly happened for him is that arbitration. Because even if he don't take the fight, now he got to pay this dude. And another mistake he made was giving a guy like Wilder time. But see, they thought they was going to get away from the fight. They thought they was going to try to hop in there with AJ. They thought the public and the media and everything else was going to help him get out of the fight, but it didn't help him get out of the fight. He got to see this guy. Tyson Fury is fucking shitting bricks, dude. He's a good bullshitter, so the fans see all this. Oh yeah, Tyson, he's a bum. This dude is shitting bricks. Every time he closes his eyes, he see Wilder. He's in the shower by himself. All he hear is bomb squad. He know that time is coming. I cannot wait. He says AJ and Okolie and Buats all like, and neither one of them fought in America either. Yeah, that's right. You ain't done shit until you fought in America, and fought here. You got to fight here. Okolie and all them, they got to come over here and do something. Bring some of them Euro bums y'all been beating on over here and do it over here. Do it over here. Not no place that's smaller than Texas. You come over here and show us what you can do. World championship. You come to America. This is where boxing's at. This is where Canelo fights, right? The money man. Over here in America. Tyson Fury, he bringing his ass over here. So salute to him for that. Because at least he ain't afraid to come across the pond and shit. I give him that. I give him credit for that stuff. Yeah. Yeah, because AJ's scared as fuck to come back over here. He's scared as hell. He is too scared. He wants to fight in his comfort zone way. Say, but I like AJ, so don't get it twisted. But I question his heart, man. I do. I question his heart. When you come out and say shit like, you fight Wilder, or if I lose, no, you ain't supposed to even have losing in your mind. Maybe that's just his humility. Maybe he's just a super humble guy. AJ seems like a humble, nice guy. So I'll just leave AJ alone. But he needs to have that fucking killer edge, man. This is the heavyweight division. There's none of that. Have you guys ever like sparred or anything with a heavyweight, a real heavyweight? Not no dad bod dude who may be out of shape and sitting around for some years. I'm talking about a real big boned heavyweight motherfucker. Have you ever did that? Totally different world. A totally different world. So I got a lot of respect for heavyweight fighting, period. Because the big boys, it's a totally different thing. Totally different. AJ fuck around and lose against Usyk. Then what? Usyk wasn't hell bent on taking this fight if he didn't believe he can win. And Usyk don't know how to lose. This is a nice little four-way thing we got going on right now. Hopefully something happens for the winners. And then the losers could possibly fight. But nah, Tyson Fury, he's not going to want to go up in there and fight Usyk. He's not. He'll go fight AJ if AJ lose probably, but the fight won't have the same luster. It probably would in the UK, but Usyk versus Wilder. What a Wolf. That was the next scenario. Usyk versus Wilder. I think Usyk could fight Wilder. That'll probably be the last guy he want to fight, but I think Usyk could do it. Usyk don't seem like a guy that to me that's afraid to fight anybody. Honestly, he's crazy. He's a crazy guy, and crazy people do crazy things. So I don't see Usyk avoiding a fight with Wilder. I think Usyk really wants to be great, and he's really close to it. He's really close to it. If he beats AJ, he has all those belts. Then you go have to see the winner of Wilder Fury. Then you'll be undisputed in two weight classes. That's an incredible feat. However, it's a tall order. You're dealing with the real big men now. Real big men. But back to Fury. He says because AJ, let me see these comments. He said that don't mean shit they top dogs. Man, top dogs where, bro? AJ, yeah, he a top dog. Obsidian and Lion Cole keep a salute. Yeah, I mean, AJ, look, bro, I like Okolie, I like AJ. I have no problem with them brothers over there. However, I feel like y'all got a problem with us over here. That's my beef. That's my beef. I feel like y'all got a problem. Hey, GG Banks says Wilder should KO Fury. They're going to KO 2 around. Yeah, he should he should knock out Fury. And if AJ don't want to fight, because I'm picking AJ to beat Usyk. So I'm just going off if AJ wins. I think that Wilder should just go on a bum in the month club and just start knocking out Euro bums and shit. And giving guys paydays. Since he bum squad and all this shit anyway, he must go around the world and start fighting guys. Just putting on a show. That's what he should do. Go on the bum of the month club and just start knocking people out. He says real Nigerian theme music to Sweet Caroline, bum bum bum. Bro, ain't no Nigerian should be playing that song, dude. Sweet Caroline. That shit, man. I get so tired of that song. To be honest with you, whenever a fighter comes out with that song, I hope they lose. I'm so sick and tired of that fucking song. It's like, do y'all get any other songs over there? The fuck? He's at Wilder versus Jake Paul. Jake Paul won't go nowhere near that guy. He says AJ been pro for 8 years and accomplished more than Fury. I mean, shit. Hey, sometimes that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes. AJ was really good. Got put in a really good position. He's a marketable fighter, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He got put in position. That don't mean he could beat Wilder or Fury. Just because you got to go more money, that don't make you real. That don't mean you could whoop him. Okay, you accomplished more. I mean, but what? You didn't even conquer fighting in America. You almost shit your fucking pants. Took an hour to come out. Let Deontay Wilder do these type of things, man. There's a spotlight to be on him. AJ was shitting bricks. His dad didn't even want him to take that fight. His dad snapped on Eddie Hearn after that fight for a reason. Because he told him that my son don't need to be fighting. He's getting whooped on in sparring. But see, boxing fans don't talk about that shit. We just go talk about Wilder and his chicken legs. That's what we go do. We go talk about Wilder and his chicken legs. That's what we go do. All the questionable, funny style shit that them dudes been doing. But we just go continue to talk about Wilder and his chicken legs. He says, why hasn't Wilder fought anywhere? It's because dudes was failing drug tests, all types of other shit. Remember that? Joseph Parker was supposed to fight Wilder. He came to the fight. After Wilder knocked out, who was it? Areola? I can't remember who it was. But then he didn't want to fight. You can only fight who's willing to fight you. Luis Ortiz was that guy. Bermain Stavern was that guy. Dominic Brazil was that guy. Tyson Fury was that guy. You're only able to fight who's willing to fight you. How dare AJ tell us to go fight Wilder? They probably took that off the fucking internet. It was so embarrassing. I was embarrassed when he said that. And I'm American. And I was embarrassed when he said that. You fight Wilder. He was getting so mad. I remember all this shit. He was getting so mad that fans kept telling him to fight Wilder. He said, you fight Wilder. Then after a fight, he'll ask the fans, well, it depends on what the fans want. Oh, I decided I want to fight home. And all this other punk shit. So when Wilder turned his focus to Fury, then that's when AJ started barking again. Man, cut the fucking bullshit, dude. Cut the shit. Give me $50 million up front. When these guys start putting numbers in front of these fights, they don't really want the fight. They just talking. Pacquiao put the $40 million in front of the Crawford fight. Guess what? It didn't happen. The Thurman, $10 million. Didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? These guys come out and put these numbers in front of these fights. They don't happen. Demanding, oh, I want this, I want that. Shit don't happen. Wilder said I had $50 million up front. He said, I got it right here in the bag. Money in the bag. Y'all remember that? Money in the bag. Then AJ said, I'd rather fight at home, and he got a pass for it. So when Wilder turned his focus to Fury, a guy that was willing to fight him, but Wilder motivated Fury to get his shit together, and I'll give you a fight. I'll help you feed your family, just like I helped feed the Luis Ortiz and everybody else. Because nobody was fighting him. He wasn't eating out here. So I gave him a fight. Even though he cheated, I gave him a fight. So I gave your fat ass a fight too. When you got up off the couch, off of coke binge and shit, I gave you a fight. Got you motivated to get up in here and get in the ring. Got you paid. And then you do this funny style shit to me? And then you try to run away from the rematch? I had to take you to court and everything? Come on, people. Where are you motherfuckers from? Where are these detractors that they be in them comment sections? I see Boxing Hog, and salute to you, man. He says Wilder turned down $120 million. See, the Zone themselves, the skipper guy, whoever the fucking owner of the Zone, came out and said they dropped the ball with that fight. They came out and said they dropped the ball with that. They did. And let's be honest. I think that was a smart move. Because what is the Zone really giving us? Other than AJ right now. The Zone hasn't done shit. You got all them bozos paying $100 for a year for a subscription, and they ain't give y'all shit. Nothing. Just a bunch of turkeys fighting. And guys you never heard of. So what does that do for American boxing fans? Is there even a match from USA? I don't know. So Wilder made the right decision. They dropped the ball on that anyway. And we go see if AJ keeps that same energy, Boxing Hog. AJ beats Usyk and Wilder beats Fury. I want AJ to be calling out Wilder. I want AJ to be like, yeah, I want to fight Wilder. Wilder. Yes, I want to hear AJ saying Wilder's name. Because who else is AJ going to fight? Who else you go fight? You have to fight this guy now. Wilder going to have to see you. And one thing your boy Bushido ain't going to do, I'm not about to sit here and come up with a punk-ass excuse of why two guys at the prime of their careers, at the same level in their careers, shouldn't be fighting. I'm not. That's one thing you'll never hear your boy Bushido do. Now, if a guy's a prospect and this guy's worth, that's different. But these guys are right there. It's time. It's time for something else stupid happens. Because Wilder and Joshua should have fought years ago. Before Ruiz came up in there and played sport. Before Fury got involved. They should have been fought. America versus UK. I mean, what the fuck is bigger than that? What's bigger than that? Two undefeated punchers in a prime. They looked apart. All that shit. That fight made way too much sense. But see, back then, Eddie Hearn wasn't confident that AJ could beat Wilder. Eddie Hearn knows Deontay Wilder's a dangerous motherfucking dude. But I think now they got to fight him. Who else is AJ go fight? You fought Usyk. If Fury loses to Wilder, he may not come back to boxing. So Who you gonna fight? Chisora? No. We don't want to see that. Parker get no. Ortiz? Maybe, but not really. We want to see AJ versus Wilder. He said they aren't on the same level. That's what you think, dude. I'm not about to sit here and go back and forth with that goofy shit. They're on the same level in the sense that they both champions. They both been doing their thing for a long fucking time, fool. When AJ hits that soft ass motherfucker in his chin, he's gonna crumble. Crumble. And see, guys like you make me start taking shots at AJ. I really like Anthony Joshua. But now I'm gonna have to start taking shots at him and shit. I question his fucking heart. I question his heart. He gets hit in the face. He may not like it. He gonna fall down. Usyk probably gonna be hitting him up all side his motherfucking head. Then what you gonna say, Boxing Hall? Changing up his body sizes and shit, doing all types of shit. Just get out there and fight, nigga. The fuck? You should have been focusing on strength anyway. Because there ain't no telling if Usyk's the better boxer than you. Usyk still may outbox you. Usyk puts punches together. And if you look at the top guys in the sport, guess what they all do? Put punches together. Loma, Bud, Canelo. All the top guys put them hands together. Yeah, AJ's scary, man. Yeah, he said if he lose, bro. Salute to you, loud boy. AJ said if I lose. He didn't say when I win. He said if I lose. You shouldn't even be talking about no rematch clause and shit. That's a sign of defeat, bro. So no, you're right, Boxing Hall. They're not on the same level. Wilder will never admit defeat. He'll never admit defeat before the battle started. If I lose. Man, I wish I would say some shit like that. Maybe that's just where he's from. Maybe that's just where he's from. Certain places you got to be kind of harder than others. He said, and Wilder only could throw one shot at a time. I mean, that's what you think. Yeah, the old Wilder, maybe, yeah, whatever. He throw one shot at a time. Yep. He throws one shot at a time, etc., etc., etc. We gonna see what happens. We gonna see what happens. Because y'all ain't telling me how Fury gonna beat this fucking dude. How's Fury gonna beat this dude? How? How? How's he gonna do it? There was no two tune-ups in between. None of that. It's going down. Whether he got beat up by F.A. Jagba and that little clown Jared Anderson or not, this shit is going down. Eating ice cream, doing all types of shit. And y'all believe in this dude that motherfucking much, huh? Y'all hate the black guy that much, huh? Y'all hate the black dude that motherfucking much. Even black people, you hate the black guy that much. Y'all hate him that much. It's not even a real punch. Not even no nothing behind that punch. I can't wait to see this dude get knocked out. I never want to see somebody get knocked out so bad in my life.
Malik Scott's a bitch, and so is Deontay Wilder. And I'll fight both of them one after the other on the same night and smack them round like little pussies what they are. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And once I've got his heart and his mojo, they're right here in my pocket. So if you want them, Deontay, come and fight the Gypsy King and come and take what I've got belonging to you.
Ooh, I can't wait to October 9th. Oh my God. I'm going to call off work that Friday too. I ain't going to work or nothing. Hell yeah. Yeah, keep talking that shit, man. He said, same Wilder another fight. Yeah, I know. Wait till Wilder knocks this guy out. Then what the fuck you gonna say? I want y'all to show up too. I ain't gonna run from no smoke. I don't care about eating crow. None of that shit. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm confident that Deontay Wilder's gonna get this guy out of there. And if it goes 12, or if he even goes a majority of the fight, that's even worse for Fury. He's going to be getting his fucking ass kicked. He's going to be getting his ass beat.
So there's been a few, but people take drugs, don't they, in boxing? They all take drugs, I'd say. All of them.
Really?
Yeah. I'd say they're all abusing performance enhancers or weight strippers or whatever they're going to do to take drugs. I think they all take drugs. All athletes.
Define all. Who's
everybody?
Well, obviously you're not talking about yourself, so.
So does.
Yep. Woo, man! I mean, he's telling us who he is. He's been telling us. Some of us just accept it, like, hey, this guy ain't right. Others like, man, I don't care.
Just like music. Smoke. Smoke. That's it. I want you to want him to come forward. That's it.
It's gonna be a lot totally different fight. Fury got a lot to worry about in this third fight. In the other two fights, he really just only had to worry about the 1-2 in the right hand. But now he got to worry about that body shit. He got to worry about getting now. Just the right hand is just come on. So now he got to worry about everything else. Not to mention an upcoming body assault, because they told us what they're gonna do. They said they're gonna be attacking his body. So there's a lot more for Tyson Fury to worry about. Is Tyson Fury still going to have that faster foot speed? He's the less athletic guy. He's been on a downslide. That's what Nicholas Asbury said. He's a guy that's losing. He's not in his prime. That's why he got to do all this stuff for confidence in camp. He probably has no confidence in camp. Mental issue. He probably has no confidence in camp. None. They don't know what to do. They didn't got 2 fights in between to deal with this monster. Because that's what Wilder is. Oh, well, he can't fight. Have you boxed? You know how hard boxing really is? I'm a Muay Thai kickboxing guy. I sparred a boxer. And the only reason why I survived is because I knew how to kick. Okay? That's the only reason. If I went punch for punch with this guy, I probably would have got knocked the fuck out. Because guess what? At the smoker that we had some months later, he knocked his opponent the fuck out. And he was like the only boxer. He was just in there boxing kickboxers. And he knocked the guy out. Only reason why I survived with that guy in the sparring, because it was mostly a control situation, and I could fucking kick, and I was a longer guy. Kept him at somewhat of a distance. But when I felt his punches, and I got good defense, I'm not going to my own horn. When I did feel his shots, I felt the difference in his shots. Boxers hit a lot harder than a regular motherfucker, fools. A lot harder. Even a smaller boxer probably hits harder than the average guy. His punches felt so fucking heavy. I'm thinking to myself, no way am I getting hit with this shit. His punches felt like kicks, okay? So, miss me with the bullshit that this guy Wilder can't fight. Miss me with that. How do you become a bronze medalist if you can't fight? How do you go on a 10 title defense streak if you can't fight? How do you knock out so many people if you can't fight? Like, subscribe, holla at your boy.